Hello neighbor, this is Curt with etrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the semi-custom seat covers from Seat Cover Solutions. We're going to see how they fit in our 2022 Ford F450. Now, seat covers are an excellent way to protect your factory seats. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are going to also make it easier to clean them and things like that, as opposed to, anything getting stained like in your cloth seats or having to worry about, leather seats and things like that. These are the kind of things that are going to absolutely protect them. Now, these from Seat Cover Solutions are a semi-custom fit. So while that doesn't give that perfect skin-tight fit that you get out of a truly custom seat cover, it does make them much, much easier to install. We're going to show you how we install these coming up soon. But to go over some of the features of them, one, they look really, really good. They are padded in a lot of places with a memory foam, and they're perforated. So as far as functions on your seat goes, these are going to work with your heated and cooled seats. You are still going to feel that effect. The other function in your seats that is still going to work with these is going to be your airbags. So there are openings here along the side for airbag deployment. So these aren't going to do anything to damage those or maybe keep them from working. And I actually have these in my car myself, and one of the best features that I find with them is this padded lumbar support in the back. I do go on a lot of camping trips and things like that, I'm spending a couple hours getting to and coming back. And having that lumbar support really does make it really comfortable. If you can imagine taking a 2-hour drive and then kayaking and taking a 2-hour drive back, your back is screaming at you. With these though, I've noticed a significant difference in that, and they're much more comfortable to ride with. And again, I had mentioned that these are a really, really easy clean. They wipe off really easily, and they install really easily too. So if the day ever came where you just wanted to deep clean them, get them really good for some reason, you could take them out, hand scrub them, whatever you need to do, throw them right back in. Installation for both of the front seats comes out to about a 45-minute job on your own. So there's just a couple of things that we need to do before we begin our installation. First and foremost, we're going to want to remove our headrest. So we're going to take that out and just set it down and get it out of the way. The next thing we want to do is basically get this unstrapped so that we can get better access to the seat seam. Now, the thing about it is there are these elastic straps with some anchors underneath. This side here, it's wide open, so it's very easy to get under there and undo it. Just like that, and that's going to give us really good access up into our seat seam to pull our straps through. The one on this side has a similar anchor. However, Ford has a wiring harness running through it. If you're comfortable unhooking that and undoing this to get easier access, go for it. But because I'm finding myself getting really easy access without undoing it, I'm just not going to mess with it. I'm still going to be able to get my straps through pretty easily and be able to run them underneath the seat. Once the strap is undone and the headrest is removed, go ahead and grab your seat back. Now, these are going to be side specific as far as driver and passenger side. If you're confused about which one goes where, it's pretty simple. This zipper here that you're going to undo is going to be facing the outside of the vehicle. So that's going to help you determine which side it's going to go on. But I'm going to undo that zipper and I'm going to slip this over the seat back. And I'm going to work it down the backrest as I go. Okay, and at this point, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to try to line up the holes for my headrest as best we can. So from back here, we want to end up lining up these with the holes for our headrest. So we're going to undo these snaps that are back here and really kind of maneuver it. Now, the thing about these seat covers is that they are semi-custom. So being that, it's not going to have that perfect snug fit all the way around. There's also a lot of different styles of seats in the F450 depending on the trim level. These are the more basic seats, so In essence, they're probably the least bulky because in order to get this to work right, we're going to end up with a little bit of a crease up at the top, but that's going to be necessary in order to put in our headrest. So I'm just kind of maneuvering this around a little bit, trying to get these around here as best I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and close my snaps. And I'm just going to keep on kind of going around to the front, tugging on it a little bit here and there to see if I could just get it to anchor around here and leave these exposed. So what I found when I put in the driver's side is that it is going to make a little bit of a crease up here at the top. I'm going to go in front and tighten it down a little more there. But this doesn't affect anything as you lay back on it, and with the headrest on, the look of it actually, you don't really notice it. But it is something just to be aware of in case you were looking for it to just be perfectly conformed over the top here. So at the bottom here we have these kind of octagon shaped anchors, and what we want to do is kind of feed those into our seat seam down here and feed them in enough that they're going to end up kind of laying flat, and therefore just keeping our backrest cover anchored into position. It's also going to help pull this down a little bit and get rid of a little bit of this slack. So you can see from the front right here, while it wasn't all that pretty looking in the back with that crease, from the front the look of it actually looks really, really nice. But once we have that all in place, we're going to go around to our side seam and re-zip that zipper. And just something that I want to point out as well over here by the seat. Now once I pull that zipper tight right here, this control for the seat back, I was debating on whether to kind of see if it would fit and stuff right in here. I'm opting not to do that. The fit is really, really tight. And my worry is after using this enough back and forth, we might end up damaging the seat back cover pretty significantly. So basically leaving the zipper just a little bit loose on it. It's not loose enough that that's going to make this shift or anything, but it is going to be loose enough to kind of keep this up and out of the way of this channel, so this area here is going to work freely. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab our seat cover itself. And the first thing I want to do is come in the back and unstrap this. We're going to have these elastic loops. Do not cut off these zip ties. I'm going to show you why momentarily, but you may be tempted thinking it's packaging of some sort. Do not cut these off. They are going to be essential in order to get this to fit the way it's intended. So once I get all that undone and fed through, the next thing I'm going to do is just in preparation, because it's easier from here, is I'm going to go ahead and take all of these straps and buckles back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen them at this point here, just because I know that it's difficult to do with your hands underneath the seat where there's very little room. They're easy to tighten, little difficult to loosen. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Once we have all that undone, we're just going to lay this down. We've got anchors similar to our seat back, but we also have these straps here that we're also going to be running through the seat seam. Now, I'm going to run these through first. I know we have the anchors to our seat back down there. If I put these in first, that just adds more bulk for these to get around. So I'm going to start by feeding these through. And then what I'll do is come around to the seat back and pull them all the way through. All right, so once those straps are through, now we're going to be able to run our anchors. These are going to go in really the same as the seat back ones. We want to push them all the way through until we get them flat enough that we can go like this, and that's going to anchor it in and not allow it to pull itself out. Okay. So we got those in nice and tight. Just making sure that everything is draping the way it should. We're going to run this here on the inside of our seat belt there, just to make sure we get no interference out of that. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and use the zip tie from this. We're going to feed this through. What the zip tie is going to help with is being able to reach under and pull that through from the other side once we get it deep enough. So you might have to separate these a little bit. Just kind of work and tuck it around your seat belt there as well. We're going to do the same thing with these from the outside here. It's really hard to get elastic straps through an area this tight. So having the zip ties on there just helps us give us something to grab onto as we push it through. So once I find the other end to it here, I'm going to go ahead and pull on it and get these in. And this is going to really help us out as far as keeping this from moving and shifting on us too much. So I'm going to do the same thing here with the front one. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with these on the other side as well. So with our loops pulled through, we're going to take the front straps from the seat cover and I'm going to run it through these elastic loops. And what this is going to do is kind of help create an anchor on the side for them, just to help everything from shifting. And then I'm just going to try to make sure that the strap is laying it, as flat and flush as possible without doing any kind of twisting too much. But I'm going to just set that there and reach back and hook up to my back strap. And I'm going to do that on either side. Now on the inside, it's a little bit more snug, but the elastic is going to have enough reach to come over and allow me to feed my strap through. So from back here, I'm going to take both of my straps and I'm going to cinch the back straps tight, meaning the strap that's going through the seat seam. And the reason for that is I want to anchor the seat cover into and as close to that seam as I can. It's just going to give it a tighter fit up around the front. And once that's done, I'm going to take this elastic strap that we had removed in order to give us easier access, and I'm going to replace it on its anchor right up here underneath. And the final step is to go ahead and cover our headrest. So this is just going to be an elastic bottom. We're just going to slip this over the front of it just like so and replace it back here into the seat. And with that, our seat covers are installed. So again, pulling the straps from underneath, the straps that are fed through here, helped shift this back and anchor it a little bit more in here. With the elastic straps on the side, it's not shifting or moving anywhere on me. I've got a really good fit on the backrest. There is that little bit of extra that we have up here, a little bit of slack up here, if you will. It's not doing anything to hurt anything. And to be honest with you, from the front, it actually doesn't look that bad either. It's mostly, if you're worried about the look of it, when the headrest is popped up and separated. From the back, there's just a little bit of slop there, but these are more than functional, and they are definitely not going anywhere. Now, what you saw was us installing it on the passenger seat, where it's not really a power seat. We don't really have a lot of the electronics and wiring hookups and things like that we do under our driver's seat. So here's just a couple of tips to how we got it on our driver's side. So from underneath here, being a power seat, there's just a lot to end up getting around. Our elastic side strap with the loop that we're supposed to run through, on the door side of the driver's seat, the elastic loop that's supposed to go in closest to the backrest it just doesn't go through. There's like too much in the way. It doesn't feed through all the way. So I fed through the front one. And on the inside near the console, both loops went through just fine. And the cool thing about it is, generally speaking, you really want to try to avoid, pinching anything under here if you can, as best you can. And the elastic loops do actually help kind of get it up and out of the way, so it's not wrapped around any of this other stuff. But you may have to get a little bit creative if you have a power seat that you're running this through, because you do want to try to avoid, any kind of like real pinching or anything against any of it. And, just like so. So here's a decent example of what you might run into with a power seat. So all in all, the installation is actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy, as long as you understand how these attach through the anchors, through the side elastic loops, and which strap to tighten to get the best fit out of it. Now, we did run into some issues on the driver's side, as you just saw, but all in all, the installation for both of these took about 40-45 minutes. Definitely an easy thing you could do on your own. The important thing to remember, though, is that these are semi-custom, so they're not that perfect skin-tight fit that you get out of, some of the actual truly custom seat covers, but these are going to be more than functional for you. These are going to be a lot more comfortable with that extra cushioning. If you have heated or cooled seats, those are going to work well for you too. It does have safety features like airbag access here on the side. And, for me, my favorite thing about them when I'm driving with them is the lumbar support, especially when you have those longer trips. But these are very, very comfortable, very easy to clean seat covers, and on top of it, very easy to install. So if after watching this video you decide these are the seat covers for you, and you go ahead and get some and install them, you get to drive around with them for a little bit, we would love to hear what you think about them in the comments below. You giving us your story is going to help other neighbors just like you make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.